Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 34th episode of the Morning Chisme. We're so excited to have you guys listening. Sister, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's a Sunday afternoon. I feel like this week was very long for multiple reasons, actually.
Yeah, it was very long. We got snow in Houston.
I know, which is honestly rare for us.
Very rare for us. The last time we got snow was in 2021.
I think I blocked out the exact date, but I believe it was 2021.
Yeah, 2021.
Very traumatizing experience as we were in this massive freeze. Lots of people lost power. Lots of people got into accidents. It was one of those things that like what the fuck, you know, very much what the fuck.
Yeah, and a lot of us were expecting the same this time around. And it wasn't like that. And I really enjoyed seeing that a lot of people went out and lived their best lives in the snow. Like downtown, I think it was like Buffalo Bayou Park. They had this whole like outing. The people were just out there. Like,
how did they get there?
They probably live nearby.
Yeah, because I'm like driving in the street with the snow.
Apparently, like you can drive in the snow. It's just the aftermath, like the black ice.
Yeah, not me though. Not me. I was, you know, in my home and I was gonna stay there because I can't even drive during the normal weather.
You know what's so crazy? I've never been to a place where there's like full on snow. Like I've never been to Colorado, and I always said I wanted to go to Colorado. I wanted to see snow, right? Like we got a couple inches, but like I wanted like the whole experience. And I realized in this little snowstorm thing that we had, a little winter storm, that maybe I don't.
Really?
Yes. I was very cold. Taking out your dog when it's cold, no, I couldn't do it. And Lady was taking forever. I was like, Lady, please.
She was probably also like, what the fuck? It's too cold, bitch. Like, she was probably like, I don't want to do this. Like, take me inside.
Yeah.
Luna did not go. She was like, we opened the door and usually she's a bolter, right? She bolts outside. She considered it heavily, and then she stepped out there, she sniffed a little, and then she came inside and pooped inside. But, you know, we allowed it because it was one of those things where she was like, you know, I'd rather get in trouble than like poop outside. Like this is because like when she stepped in the snow, she sunk in, and she's not very tall. Like she's quite small. She's a Frenchie, so she was like, "This is not for me."
Yeah.
And she pooped inside, and normally I would have been annoyed because like, you know, she's pooping inside when she shouldn't, but this was a special circumstance that we allowed her to poop inside because we tried so many times just like letting her go out there. Like I held her too, and she was holding on for dear life. She was like,
cold.
Do not put me down. I am not stepping on that. Like, absolutely not. And I think like for a dog too, like they're probably really confused. Like, what is this?
Like, what is this? Especially dogs in Houston.
Yeah.
You know, they're probably used to like the heat, but this, I love seeing videos of like on TikTok of dogs like just enjoying the snow. Huskies, they're probably like, you know, Huskies are made for cold weather. And so it was really cute seeing everybody having a really good time, and then, you know, the dogs as well.
Yeah, and also the power not going out was a huge win.
Yes, huge win. I was
impressed.
You know, I was impressed. I was like, okay, is it gonna happen? We had like our candles ready, our portable chargers ready, because you just never know.
Yeah, and honestly, with these kind of circumstances, we're kind of used to being like ready and prepared.
Yeah, like at this point, I feel like Houston, anytime anything big happens, the power's like the first to go.
Yeah, and it's the first to go for a while, okay?
Yeah.
It flickers, and it's like considering, and it's like gone. And it's like 2 days later, you get it back. So I'm like, wow, I'm impressed that the power didn't go out.
Yeah.
Especially given the last time when we had this experience. And last time was 2021, okay, like we can laugh about it now, but like it was very scary.
Yeah.
Like people lost their lives.
Yeah.
Like
they froze to death.
Yes, and also like, there was like a giant car accident in Dallas. It was like 70 cars. It was like a huge thing because it was fucking freezing outside.
Yeah.
And we're also not prepared. So when states make fun of us and stuff, they're like, oh, like Houston or like Austin or like Texas in general, like they're so lame. They're so scared of this like weather. It's not that we're scared of the weather.
We're not prepared.
We're not prepared. The infrastructure in Texas is not made for this kind of weather. Like we don't have, you know, the capabilities like Northerners do.
Yeah.
So it's like, fuck off. Like, damn, we're trying our best.
We are doing our best. But I do feel like they did a really good job this time. There was a lot of salt.
Yeah.
It's salt, right? That they put on
they salt the streets.
I saw a lot of salt a couple of days after still. So I felt like that was, you know, we prepared.
Yeah. Something that I like do want to point out though is that like when people talk about Texas, like I guess maybe it's just because I've never like realized that like Texas is like kind of embarrassing, right? Like,
Right.
I was just having a conversation with a coworker the other day, and they were like talking about Texas because like they live in New York, and they were like, oh, like, or like these things, these myths true? Like, do you ride your horse to school? Obviously not, but like there's horses like just like chilling around, like
Yeah.
And
we've seen people on horses on the street.
Yes, all the time. And so then it's like, okay, you start to think about Texas as a whole, like the way people look at us, like we're like not as bad as Florida, but like we're up there. Like
I
we're
know.
not cute.
We take a strong second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh shit, like, you
Yeah.
know, our shit does stink. Because like people in Texas, like they have so much pride.
Yeah, like Texas pride.
Yeah,
it's
or like
literally a thing.
Or the Texas Pledge of Allegiance. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Which is like weird as fuck, like if you think about it.
Yeah. Well,
Or
I mean,
we had Texas history too. I don't know if other states have their own history, but like Texans like wear Texas in every inch of their being sometimes. It's just very strange. Because like to us it's completely normal. I mean, not completely, but like
yeah, no. Sometimes I feel like I do be judging.
I
a
do be
little bit.
judging, too.
Like a little, like, why are we like riding so hard for Texas?
yeah.
I see why we ride hard for Houston, but you know, there's areas in Texas that, you know, I be judging.
And I don't claim you.
I do not claim you.
Yeah, like it's like in Houston, Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, like we're all fam, I think.
Yeah.
But everywhere else
In the club, we're all fam. And everywhere else is like,
I'm considering you as distant cousin, you know what I mean?
and not even.
Not even.
You were twice removed.
Fair. There is circumstance that I'm like, okay,
Right?
I don't know how to feel about you. Speaking of Texas, you know, we could be doing better. We definitely could be doing in a lot of areas.
And okay, I was like, what area? What specific area are we talking about here?
All of them. I feel like we could be like. I will point out, Center Point must have learned their lesson over like the summer hurricane because they emailed me like 30 times, like we're prepared. I'm like, are we? Because like they let us down over the
And
summer.
you know what? They were prepared.
They were
and
prepared.
like, you know,
As they
kudos to you.
should.
Yeah, like you should be prepared. Like you shouldn't even be sending me an email like this. You shouldn't even be telling me you're prepared.
Yeah.
You just need to be.
Yeah, for real. Especially after the summer, like letting me fucking melt with no power, no service. Nonetheless,
I pulled a Ted Cruz and I went on vacation.
yeah, you fled the fuck out of here.
Yeah, but in my defense, it was planned before.
Yeah.
Like, before.
Yeah, and honestly, like, what were we gonna do here?
Yeah, bitch and complain. And
Yeah.
I feel like the best thing
Was for you to go.
was for me to go.
Because you are a complainer.
I am a complainer. Like, I don't like being hot. But you know what? I will say this. Like, it got so cold there that I was like, why did I bitch so much about the hot? Like,
Yeah.
I wanted this. And I'm up here like, I just need a middle ground. And I don't think that Texas has that. It's like,
Yeah.
it's an extremist state.
Yeah. And
For
I
a
think,
lot of things.
I think that there's situations in Texas and I'm just like, okay, this is like perfect. It's like 60, but it's never going to stay like that. Like the fact that it's freezing as fuck this week, like 20s, like next week it goes back to like 80. So I'm
It's
just
already like 65
like,
outside.
you need to relax. Okay. Give me a second.
Yeah.
But you know, that was our weekend.
Yeah, it was
And
good.
our week, you know, I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say what the elephant in the room is, okay? It feels like a week and like it was a week of time, but it feels like 30 fucking years. I'm
Yeah.
aging as we go.
I
If I
know.
hear our Aaron Parnas say breaking news one more time, I'm going to fucking fall over and have a heart attack.
I honestly, I can't even watch his videos anymore because I have so much anxiety.
Like, same. I'm just like, enough.
Yeah.
Enough.
It's only been a week. Tomorrow it'll be a week.
I can't. Actually, no, not tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. Tomorrow's a week, a full week. But I feel like the first day is just like, you know, like a welcome party.
Like a welcome party.
Like, and nothing has even really started yet.
I know.
It's too much. It's too much.
I can't.
I can't, dude.
dude. I'm sorry. I just don't even. Okay, so last Monday, a week from tomorrow, we had the presidential inauguration.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And, you know, like, we obviously knew this was coming.
I know, but the psychic girlies on TikTok had me hoping, bitch.
I know.
They had me hoping because they kept saying he's not going to get inaugurated. I'm like, okay, I'm going to hold out hope.
Yeah.
And the hope was gone.
Yeah, he was very much, in fact, inaugurated.
Yeah.
And, you know, a couple things happened at the inauguration, which is like really crazy because like you see Jake Paul and Logan Paul in the inauguration and you're like, well, damn, like what are y'all doing here?
No, I wasn't shocked. I feel like that's their crowd.
No, it is their crowd, but like this is what a presidential inauguration entails.
Yeah.
Logan and Jake Paul.
I mean, they're in good company. Like that's where, you know, I guess I wasn't shocked at all. I was like, that makes sense. I get it.
I just think that, like, come on. Like, if you're trying to prove a point, actually, I don't even think they're trying to prove points anymore.
I don't think so. I mean, Anuel AA there too, you know, giving his little speech.
He was there?
Yes, he gave a little speech.
I have to be honest. I didn't really watch the inauguration, just videos on TikTok that popped up. Frankly, because, like, I don't care to watch someone that doesn't care about me.
Yeah, I watched a little, but I mean, obviously it was all over my For You page on every single social media. Anuel AA and Justin Quiles were at the celebratory, like, before the inauguration, like, whatever the thing happens the day before. They gave a little speech. Anuel obviously stuttered through his words because, you know, he can't fucking rub two brain cells together.
Yeah.
He's like, for my Spanish community, bitch. He's like, for us. And I'm like, we is not included in that. Okay, you can speak for yourself.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm not shocked. You know, Logan Paul, Jake Paul, Anuel AA, Justin Quiles, like, not a shock at all. Okay. And it was just overall, like, you know, it was what it was expected. I know that Carrie Underwood decided to sing America the Beautiful, and she apparently, like, had some technical difficulties. I mean, I'm not going to take away from Carrie Underwood's talent. Okay. She's talented, but she's also, you know, I don't, you know, align with her. And she apparently had some technical difficulties, and then allegedly a source shared with Daily Mail that she was beyond upset because it obviously, you know, like, threw her off, and that she felt like she didn't have the respect that Beyonce and Lady Gaga had whenever they performed, you know, Lady Gaga performing for Biden and Beyonce performing for Obama. But I feel like the respect comes with the person you're performing for. I don't know. Is that just me?
No, I think I very much agree.
So what did you expect? Yeah. So, I mean, of course, people are not going to respect you.
And, you know, to compare yourself to Beyonce.
That's a wild comparison.
Like, Carrie, I haven't heard anything from you in a very long time. And quite frankly, I don't care to.
Yeah.
You know, when people found out that she was going to be performing, people were literally like, I hope he cheats.
Yeah. I mean, did I feel super shocked? No. I mean, I don't follow Carrie, like, very closely, but I have seen some things from her that I'm like, oh, okay, I see where you stand, and it's not, you know, it's not shocking. It's not shocking.
It's not shocking whatsoever. You know, we had Mark, Jeff, and Elon there.
I was like, Mark who? Oh, Zuckerberg.
Yeah, and, you know.
The fact that they're sitting there, you know, front row, billionaires that truly do not give a fuck about anyone besides their coin, is crazy. That just, like, says a lot about the 4 years that we're going to have, and, like, what the interest is. Not the, you know, common folk, the people with, you know, pockets, deep ones. Billionaires. And Elon Musk, you know, doing what he did. The gesture, the awkward gesture,
salute
that people are, you know, defending.
The bitch ain't Roman.
Yeah, I know, right? People were saying, you know, it was just an awkward gesture. I just find it crazy that you would take to, you know, Instagram or any kind of social media where you have people that follow you and see your content, LinkedIn, some people, and defend a billionaire that does not give a flying fuck about you.
I think it's so crazy how they tried to portray like they were doing the same thing he did, and they did it completely opposite. Like, it's okay to be his, like, okay, like, you're his fan, right? Like, not you, but, like, they are. You're his fan. It's okay to not agree with what the fuck he did. Y'all try to find excuses for everything he does. Like, you're sitting here saying, oh, it's because he's autistic. It's because he's autistic. And then comparing it to Obama, Kamala, to AOC, and say, oh, they did the same thing, and just taking pictures and posting it on fucking Facebook, and it's not the same thing. Play the clips. It's not the same thing. Just own up to the fact that he fucked up.
They don't.
They will never own up to anything.
It's like someone tells you exactly who they are, and you refuse to believe it. Like, there comes a point where enough is enough. Just say it with your chest. You support him, and you understood what it was, and that's it. Like, it's crazy the fucking mind-boggling obstacle that they have to do to try to justify something. Just say you align with it, or that you don't give a fuck, and that's that.
Exactly.
It was a Nazi salute. That's what it was, and that's it. Like, it's crazy if you stand by it. I cannot stand when people make excuses.
But they can also say, like, I like Elon, but what he did was wrong.
Exactly.
Like, it's not the end of the world. But they, like, defend. When did Elon, like...
I don't get it.
Sorry.
I truly believe because he's aligning with Trump, all the MAGA fans are just defending him because of the close relationship. But I promise you, once they sever ties, because these two queens will sever ties.
Yeah. Someone was saying that they already are starting to
like argue.
Yeah, that apparently he cannot communicate with Trump directly. He has to go through his like press secretary or something like that. Mm-hmm. And well, I saw this on social media, obviously, so I don't know how true this is. And I'm just like,
yeah.
I give it a couple months before Elon is fucking spilling the tea.
Yeah. Once they stop, doing whatever they're doing, hanging out, being buddies, being homies, or whatever.
Bumping uglies.
Yes, exactly. They will definitely, like, the MAGA fans are not going to back him up once there's no friendship or collaboration there, which is crazy. But they take those little screenshots and they think they did their big one, their gotcha moment.
The amount of times that I've seen it on Facebook, like,
oh my God, Facebook is crazy.
Facebook is crazy. And I literally only go on there to like literally piss myself off. Like, that's why I go on there, to just see the idiots at this point. Y'all take screenshots.
Yeah.
Or like, and you don't play the entire clip. No, if we're gonna do that, let's play the entire clip.
Oh no, but I mean, misinformation has been just running rampant.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. And then, you know what? It is what it is. If you want to stand by your man, stand by your man.
Stand by your man. And
it's crazy.
They're like, what were they saying? Like, something my heart...
Oh, my heart goes out to you, or whatever they were doing. And then they were like doing it. Like, they were like, it was like a challenge on TikTok for them all to do. I'm like, you look insane. This man does not give a fuck.
I am like so concerned.
It's
so
wild.
Concerned with like, when did the brainwashing happen and where was I? Which I'm glad I was not there, and I'm glad that a lot of people were not there either. But like, how are you guys like...
Sometimes it truly like makes me think, because they think we're crazy, right?
Right.
And we think they're not all there. Okay.
Right.
Like, how are we, like, you know what I mean? Because like, usually when the division happens, or when there's an election, or there's, whatever, I feel like we haven't been this divided in such a long time. Mm-hmm. And it's really, truly, you cannot lie somewhere in the middle. It's either you're here or you're here. And I feel like sometimes with the delusion, it makes me question my own sanity. Yes. And then I realize there's no fucking way I'm sitting on the wrong side of history. Like,
there's no way. No, there's no way. But I do question myself too, because they're just so polar opposite
and so strong
about it that it makes you wonder, like, where did it all go wrong? Like,
where did the delusion start? I blame Facebook.
It has to be
Facebook. People have been sharing things on Facebook that are not true, and AI generated pictures and all that shit, and I'm like, there's no way that you believe this is true. Like, you have to be more mentally sound than this. Like, it just, like, I watched, there was like whenever the hurricane, what was the hurricane in Florida, the one that was big?
Beryl?
No, that was here in Houston. Wilson? No, Hurricane Milton. Mm-hmm. Hurricane Milton happened. There was an AI generated picture of Trump in the water. Okay. And people were sharing it on Facebook. Like, it was real. And I was like, this isn't a joke. They're not all on the joke. Like, they think it's true. And that's like, where did we lose, like, media literacy? Like, where did that happen?
Or common sense.
Yes. Like, where did that go?
Yeah.
And the point of our podcast isn't to like be like totally shitting on people, because that's not the point. But it's just like, it's very infuriating how we're here.
Yeah. I'm concerned. This past week has been very concerning for me.
Heavy.
It makes me wonder where we just completely went the opposite way, because it's so polar opposite. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I just breathed really hard.
And it makes me wonder, like, am I wrong?
No.
But I know that I'm not. Yeah. And I will stand by that.
Yeah. In 50, 60, 70 years, when we're... No, not even. When 100 years, when we're no longer on this earth, and people look back during this time period, I want to firmly know that I did and said and stood by what I thought was right.
Yeah.
And I fully believe that maybe, yes, Kamala Harris didn't win. It did not go our way or how we wanted it to go, but I stood for something. And
Same.
I am really proud of that. And I can't say that it didn't make me sad. I can't say that it didn't break my heart. But I stood for something. And I'm not going to sit here and not say anything when my community suffers. Which brings us to the next point. Yeah. Mass deportations started happening this week. And it breaks my heart.
I'm sorry.
It breaks my heart. I'm trying my hardest to communicate how I feel on my, socials, while also trying to not be so emotional, because it truly takes a toll on me.
I was talking about how I'm in between staying informed and losing my shit, because it gets to the point where it breaks my heart. Mm-hmm. So
it does. And I feel like sometimes when you inform people, taking out the emotion can really put things in perspective, which people call us these names, like emotional libtards and whatever.
Yeah, crybabies. But you know what? I have compassion. I have empathy. And if I'm crying, it's because I'm fucking sad.
Yeah. And it's heartbreaking. And if that makes me a libtard or a sheep, if having fucking empathy makes me a libtard or a follower,
then I'm a fucking libtard.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's crazy.
At least I fucking have self-awareness, something that people obviously lack.
And it's also insane. Where I think that something that really brings me a lot of confusion is guilt. Do you not have guilt? I talked about this last week, because as someone who's I'm very anxious as a person. I'm very ridden with guilt a lot, and that's something that I don't understand. How do you not have guilt for your decisions? Guilt for what you voted for. Guilt for what you've created,
because they don't care about anyone but themselves.
And that's scary.
It's called being selfish. Some people do not give a fuck about anyone but themselves. And it's really sad to say, and I don't care if some people disagree with me, but it's really sad to see Latinos not give a fuck about other Latinos simply because it does not affect them. We need to wake up and realize that this whole mass deportations, I don't know if you guys realize that this is an attack on all Latinos, on our Latin community. They're not gonna look at you and be like, oh, he's a citizen. No, they think we are all the same. How do you not realize that? How do you not realize that?
They generalize us, and I think I find it really difficult for people to okay, sorry, let me rephrase that. Your citizenship isn't going to protect you. It's your proximity to whiteness, because you voted for Donald Trump. It's not going to save you in these moments, because they're not going to be you know what, you're a Trump supporter.
Yeah.
But that's not going to save you in those moments because it's already happened. ICE has already tried to detain U.S. citizens because they probably thought they looked the part. So if you think that legal citizenship is going to keep you from experiencing racial profiling by these ICE agents, you will have another thing to worry about. It's truly crazy.
They don't see the bigger picture here. They don't realize that. They think that they're safe because it doesn't directly impact them. But I'm sorry, I hate to break it to you. It's called racial profiling. If you look the part, they're not going to say, oh, he looks like he's a citizen, or he voted for Trump. There's no way. No, that's not how it works.
Exactly. And let me give you an example. So ICE has a Twitter account where they're sharing how many people they've detained. And this man who was a teacher in Fort Worth tweeted and replied to the tweet. And they're he was you should come to Texas, to Northside High School. Majority of my students speak Spanish, blah, blah, blah. And he had some very hateful comments in there as well. And it's crazy because speaking Spanish doesn't make you undocumented.
Exactly.
There is no official language in the United States. Yes, predominantly people speak English, but there's no official language. So by him saying that, he's perpetuating that Spanish speakers, people who speak Spanish, are here illegally, which you cannot be illegal on stolen land, first and fucking foremost.
Let's make that very fucking clear.
So it's just disgusting that this rhetoric of, well, I came here illegally, so my family and I are good. Can you not see past your own 2 feet around you?
But you know what? I truly feel that since those people don't have any sort of compassion and empathy, am I feeling the compassion and empathy for multiple people? The way that my heart breaks. I have cried every single day this week.
Yeah, because it's heavy. Because people are going to suffer.
Heavy.
it's just wild. It's wild. And I've seen, you know, people do have regret, and I'm so happy that you now have regret, but your choice and your vote got us here.
Yeah.
So I need you to think about that, because this one girl on TikTok was sharing how like Trump betrayed her and all this stuff, and that she's scared because of her job and her like undocumented, you know, coworkers.
Yeah.
And it's like, he didn't betray you, because he's been saying this all along. This has been his agenda all along. Mass deportations have been at the forefront of his campaign, and you've went into the voting booth and checked that off.
Yeah.
You were like, that's cool with me. So now that you're seeing it affect you personally and affect you directly, now you want to take it back. Well, I'm sorry, we don't have a time machine.
Yeah.
And these next 4 years are going to be really fucking traumatizing for a lot of people because of your choices. And I and you can sit here and say that we did what we had to do in the moment that we had to do it. But at the same time, we're also going to suffer.
Yeah.
So no, I'm sorry. I do understand that you're regretful, and I appreciate that sentiment, but you did what you did, so stand by it.
You're not forgiven.
No, you're not. Because those families that are going to be torn apart, those children that are going to be traumatized, that's on your watch.
Yeah.
So it just pisses me off, because yes, of course, you know, there was the notification that came out that ICE was at this elementary school, and then it was quickly tried to reverse. But like, please,
I don't believe that.
miss me with that bullshit.
I don't believe that. We're not that fucking dumb.
Yeah.
You can feed that shit to the people that are so fucking brainwashed. I don't believe that. And it's sick that people are okay with law enforcement going into elementary school where there are children.
Kids ages 5 through 10. Children.
But they run the whole save the children shit. Yet when it comes to mass shootings, they wait 30 minutes outside of a school to make a fucking move.
Yeah, it's crazy to me, and it's heavy. And this, like, we've been majority of the time on our podcast very respectful across the board on our thoughts and opinions, and we understand that this is a more, you know, like, emotionally charged podcast, but at the same time, like, we would not be doing our community we would be doing such a disservice, a deeply disservice and a betrayal of who we are as immigrants if we did not speak out and defend our community who's suffering tremendously.
Yeah, and it's heavy.
Yeah, it is. And for every Latina and Latino out there who has a platform and has decided to remain silent and neutral through this, ask yourself why you decided to do that. Why?
It's really, really disappointing.
Really
disappointing. Also, I'm so sorry that I got emotional there, but it really pisses me off. This weighs very heavy on my heart. I'm very empathetic. I'm very compassionate, and I swear I have the feelings of like 10 people. Okay. So I apologize for getting a little emotional, but
no, don't apologize.
It's really disappointing to see that these content creators don't say anything, because they'll use the fact that they're Latinas and Latinos to get the followers, to get the sales, to get this, to get that. But then when our community is going through such a tough time where they're living in fear, you don't say shit. Yeah. You don't say shit. And the thing is, I had talked about this on my TikTok, and someone said, well, talking about it is not going to do anything. I disagree. I respectfully disagree, because I made this example on TikTok. When I share something, it doesn't get a lot of views because I'm a smaller content creator. Yet they have millions of followers. Share resources. Share information. You don't want to personally talk about it? Share the resources. Share the information. Get it out there. This is our community. Yeah. Do something.
Yeah. I find that I feel such a deep responsibility to share. Yeah. And I mean, I would say I have like a medium-sized platform. I have currently like over 100,000 followers. It's not in the millions at all, but like 100,000 eyes. Why wouldn't I share that? Like, come on. When you have millions and millions and millions of followers and you have such a large Latino fan base, why wouldn't you want to do that?
And it's disappointing also to see that then when they get called out, they say something, because now
it's not genuine. It's because you wanted to.
It's not genuine, and like, but I'm also like grateful that you are saying something, but like it feels not genuine. But I mean, at least they said something, right? But shout out to everybody with a smaller following on TikTok. You know, I made a video and a lot of people commented, you know, things like, you know, I've been trying to share resources, and I'm so proud of all of us that even with smaller followings, we're trying to do a good deed for our community.
Yeah, because when you speak out and it's such an, you know, I would say like I'm sharing what I believe is right.
Yeah.
And there's people out there who don't agree with me. You can lose followers, but trust me, if you don't agree with how I'm aligned, you don't have a space here.
Yeah.
I'm not saying necessarily like, if you feel like that's not okay with you, then you don't have to be here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've lost followers, and I have in the past stated my opinions on how I feel and stated my opinions about my thoughts and about my community, and people have unfollowed me. And I promise you, you will not be missed. If this doesn't align with you, that's okay. Go follow someone that aligns with you, and people that align with me will feel the need to repost and share. Because this right here, this is not political. This is moral compass. This is morals.
Basic human decency.
Exactly. So it's very disappointing, and it's hurtful. I think it's intense as well. And if creators now get called out and they do decide to share things on their platforms, like, I would rather that happen than you stay silent. Because for what? Cashing the checks off of your base, like your fan base that is predominantly Hispanic. So like, let's be for real now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sorry, just to take a deep breath, because it's been a really long fucking week. It's been 1 week.
It's been 1 week. It's been 1 week.
I can't even calculate in my mind how many weeks we have left, but it's like a countdown.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna be hearing, breaking news every other day, and it takes such an emotional toll on us. And I cannot even imagine the fear for some people, like the fear of kids.
Yeah.
6-year-olds, 7-year-olds having to live through these just incredibly tough times. And I just don't understand it. And I will never understand the protect all children until they're not what your version of a child should be protected.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
Yeah.
And it's weird. It's just weird.
Yeah.
And it's very heavy. So.
And I would like to say that Houston is having a protest next Sunday. I will share the details on my social media. I kind of want to stay private with it because I don't want it, not private because it's been all over TikTok, but like, I'll share it. I just don't want it. I don't want people that are on the other side to get word of this and then like, they end up.
It's a peaceful protest.
Yeah, it's a peaceful protest. I'll share the information with you guys on, my platform as well as the Morning Chisme podcast platform.
Yes. So I know that we usually talk about pop culture. We usually talk about the tea and the chisme, but as Latinas, as immigrants, as, I feel like a podcast with people who listen, and it doesn't have to be thousands and thousands, but there's a few people that listen to this podcast. We felt responsible to share that with you guys because it would be such a disservice to have majority of Latino listeners and not, give our thoughts because it would just not feel right with us. So yeah. And now we can transition to some more, less heavy conversations. But I just want to also share, like, if you're struggling, because we also like have each other to vent to and just talk to.
Yes.
Please, you have a friend in us. And we always try to make that in our social medias. Like, we are not like somebody you just follow this. You can be somebody we can talk to because it is such a heavy time. And people should have resources and people to talk to during these very, very intense and traumatic experiences.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to all be very, I would say, very different people once this is all over.
Yes.
So let's go on to, I wouldn't even say lighter news because this is still kind of heavy, but in a different, topic. Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively.
We're giving you guys the weekly update at this point.
Yeah.
Somehow Candace Owens has become very heavily involved.
Yes. And I don't align with Candace Owens at all. But she was spilling the tea on Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively on her story. I caught it there for a second. And she was essentially sharing that Ryan Reynolds is the issue from a very allegedly good source.
Yeah, and it's crazy because you get that. And then you also Nuha, another content creator, is sharing that he wasn't the problem, that it was Justin Baldoni. So it's very, very polar opposites as well in this situation. And I'm not going to lie. I keep thinking, like, how is this going to end?
Yeah, because...
And will we get the actual truth?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Because there is a world where there's multiple versions of this.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, the only people that really could tell us is Justin and Blake.
Yeah.
But their versions could be very different.
Right.
And how we've seen the lawsuits and the conversations around each of them, the context is very different. She's uncomfortable with him. He's sharing he didn't do anything. And then there's all these little side characters that input their opinion. So it's just, it's really such a toss up. So in this one, like I've mentioned before, with Blake, I was fully believing her side of the story,
Right.
and then we had context and his side, and I kind of had to take a step back and like, okay, maybe I don't need to like
take sides. Yeah,
because
we
I
kind of
don't
just
know.
need to share the information at this
Exactly.
point. Because it was I was like that too. I was, before anything came out, I was very team Baldoni. Then Blake's side came out and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know, and then his side came out and you're like, whoa. And it's like, damn, how is all of this going to end?
Yeah, and is there a world that they're both telling the truth?
They're specific truths.
Yeah, I feel like there can't be.
There can't be. But apparently someone posted and sent to Nuha like their side of the story, saying that actually it was Justin who was the problem the entire time. Then Candace is saying that Ryan is the problem. She's saying that she's 95% there. That now she's talking about interviews that they had. Like, if you guys, I can't believe I'm saying this, but if you haven't watched Candace Owens' video, please go watch it about it, because it's like she's bringing up like interviews that he did with Brandon
Skunnar.
Yeah. And they're saying that it's conversations between Blake and Justin, but they're using Brandon and his mom to talk about it. It's really, it's
all very strange.
It's all very strange. Obviously, this is Candace's like theory.
Yeah, and
maybe.
also just to be very clear, we do not support Candace Owens.
Yes.
And we do not align with her views at all. But this was just kind of like a theory that was put out there.
Because I feel like at this point, it's Nuha and Candace Owens sharing about all of this a lot. I don't know when Candace became so involved in this.
I don't either.
When she's like, I think I'm 95% of the way there. I'm like, Candace, what are you? Like, how do we know to trust Candace Owens? You know what I mean? Because like, I don't trust her for other things. I don't align with her on other things. So like, how did you get involved here? You know what I mean?
I think she has a podcast of something. I think that they're just getting like anonymous confirmations from people who were involved. So it just becomes more of a like, do you trust my source or this source?
Yeah.
But
like,
Nuha is
he said,
getting,
she said.
Nuha is getting a lot of heat as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think
They're saying that she's taking Blake's side.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is like we say this every week. It's just going to keep unfolding until all of the cards are on the table and you kind of have to decide who you believe.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, the jury, or for this, is there a jury for a lawsuit? I'm not going to lie. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
So I don't know. But let me rewind. Usually for these scenarios, for like a lawsuit, like I feel like it's almost like you kind of have to decide who you believe more than the other.
Yeah.
So does a lawsuit really say who's wrong?
I think that at the end of the day, these type of lawsuits are all about winning the public.
Yeah. It's one of them is going to walk out with no career, I feel.
Yeah.
And right now, I can't tell you
It's
who.
a toss-up. It's a toss-up because though a lot of people believe Justin, there's also a large amount of people that still believe Blake. And there's a lot of lawyers on TikTok saying, okay, she can win the lawsuit. No, he can win the lawsuit. And I'm like, y'all, I'm just going to wait at this point. There's a lot of information coming out, and obviously we're going to share it with you guys because it's like a hot topic, hot chisme right now. But I don't know.
Yeah. It's one of those that just like, I feel like it's going to go back and forth for a while.
Yeah.
We're going to be coming back with updates pretty much on the weekly.
Yes.
But okay, next we have Oscar nominations. I don't want to go too deep into this. I feel like there's like a lot of nominations and that's not the exact point of this topic, but I genuinely want to say this, and I don't want to take away from the actresses that took place in this movie, but I'm genuinely confused. Okay, when I say I'm genuinely confused, I'm like, how did Emilia Perez get so many nominations? Like, what?
And it's a question that a lot of people are asking. It's not just us.
Yeah, so it's confusing.
More than Wicked.
Yeah, I think it was 13 in total, which is like tying for like the highest ever nominated movie. It's confusing to me because like, where, like, why? It doesn't make sense. Like, I tried to watch a movie first of all, did not like it. Then I tried to watch more clips on TikTok. So I was like, okay, maybe my attention span is just low.
So I did the same thing. I tried to watch the movie. Same. I watched clips, and now I'm like, okay, now that I got 13 Oscar nominations, you know me in Oscar winning movies.
Yeah.
I'm an Oscar hoe. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I need to give it another shot. But I just don't think 13 nominations.
I was shocked at one, not gonna lie. And then people were like, oh, Selena Gomez got snubbed. And I was like,
Snubbed for what?
I genuinely don't know. Like, I genuinely, like, not taking away from Selena Gomez as an actress, because I don't think this defines her as an actress. I don't. Okay, let's get that clear. But I think this role was not her best.
Yeah.
And I think that people who are saying it was so good, I don't think they're native Spanish speakers, which I don't think that that's a requirement for you to judge the movie. But I think because you're not a native Spanish speaker, you don't see the dialect and the complete, like, disconnect.
Very robotic.
Very
I don't know. It was just very, very off for me.
Yeah, like, it's like,
even as someone who was supposed to be playing someone who was learning Spanish, there was something missing there for me. And that's just my personal opinion.
It was like she was reading the words, but she didn't emote, or she didn't, like, know what she was saying.
Yeah.
It was just really not her best.
Yeah, the part about the vagina was weird.
Yeah, I'm actually in shock that they allowed that to be in there.
Yeah, because, like, that's...
What is she even saying? Like,
something...
Like, she says something like something, like vulva.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait. Like, it's such a, like,
I think it was supposed to be, like, a horny thing.
Yeah, it was supposed to be, like, horny. And it was, like,
phone sex kind of thing.
Yeah, but it was, like, very much not phone sex. Because, like, no one, I'm telling you, okay, and we are not Mexican, okay? These actors are supposed to play Mexican characters.
Okay.
And we are not...
Yeah, as Chilenas...
Yeah?
You don't say that. At least Chilenas. I don't know if...
No. Mexicans either.
Yeah.
Like, I asked because I was like, okay, maybe I'm just not catching it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Right.
But no.
Yeah.
Because then when you sext and you flirt on the phone... sexually, I feel like you kind of say slang.
Yeah, you don't specifically
like you don't like tell someone like I want to have intercourse. You know what I mean? You're like I want to fuck, or like I would like you to fuck me.
Yeah,
and it was like very much like I want intercourse. You know, like the medical term. It was giving medical term.
Yeah,
it was weird. Or how would you even say fucking medical terms? But it was just like it was weird. I can't explain it because like I guess it's like
fornicate.
No, is that what's another word for like sex? Like, I would like to do it, fuck, have sex, fornicate. Fornicate is wild. Why would you say that? Who would say that?
I don't know.
You said bump uglies earlier. That's actually horrid. I hate that.
I'm so sorry. Oh my god, why can't I
doing the devil's dance?
Oh my god. Yeah, fornicate. It's like to have sexual intercourse.
Okay, yeah. See, like that's how it kind of sounded. Like she was saying some,
like she was trying to make it sexy, but also like who let her say that?
Yes. Also, this movie's not directed or produced, I believe, by.
I believe he's French.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, all right. On top of that, I watched one of their interviews from the director who said they searched high and low in Mexico and South America for actresses, and she was like, and this is who was meant to play the role. And like I said, not to take away from them whatsoever, but like, how the fuck did you go to Mexico and you couldn't find one actress, one native Spanish speaking actress? You're saying in the land of talent, the Dana Paolas of Mexico, and you couldn't find one actress.
I know.
One.
I know.
That's you're lying. You're lying.
Yeah. Just say that. But I heard that they wanted Selena to play that role,
which is fine.
At that point, like, don't lie. Just say like this role was for Selena. Period.
Like don't fucking tell me you went to Mexico. Don't tell me you searched high and low.
Yeah,
because it was not high or low.
Yeah, I think that at that point it's like, why are you lying? Just say that no, when we had this role in mind, the only person we wanted to play this role was Selena Gomez,
and so is Aldana, and Carla Gascon. I think that's her name. Yeah, so it's fine though. Like that's not a big deal.
Yes,
it's just the lying.
Don't fucking lie to me.
I truly believe they think we're stupid sometimes. I'm just like, cállate.
Yeah.
Like I need to play the clip. I need to know what it sounds like. Because okay, maybe I'm being dramatic, but I need to know what it sounds like. Give me 1 second. So she says something vulva. I don't know if I'm allowed to search vulva.
No, probably
How do you spell vulva?
VULVA.
Amelia Perez. Okay. Emilia Perez.
Selena Gomez on the phone.
Okay, so hold on. Oh, no, wait, that's not it. Okay, there we go. So she's trying to say, my pussy hurts when I think of you. How would you even say pussy in Spanish? Like, I don't know the slang. And it's not vulva. Does she say that? Hold on, I need to listen one more time. Give me a swift... Hold on. There we go.
No sé si estoy llamando al número de Gustavo, pero soy así. Si este es tu número, Gustavo, quería decirte.
Hold on, I got the wrong scene. I'm so sorry. I went back too far. I'm sorry, everyone. Please, I apologize. Okay. Okay. I thought she was saying my pinche bola, and I was like, wait, is she talking about her clitoris? Okay, clitoris is such a weird word. But clitoris is one of those words. If it wasn't a weird word, it would be a pretty name.
Yeah.
Like, here's my friend clitoris. Like, that's a pretty name. You know what I mean?
Like Claire.
Yeah, but like clitoris.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can call them Tori. You know what I mean? Because like clitoris, Tori is like short for clitoris.
God. Short for clitoris?
Yeah. How do you spell clitoris? CLIT. Honestly, the word clit kind of throws me off. Like, that's a really...
It's like Clint.
But it's clit.
Yeah.
Clit, Tor, is.
Yeah.
Tori.
Yeah.
You cannot tell me that Tori can't be a fucking nickname for clitoris. But if clitoris wasn't the meaning of the word, because like, for another example, like chlamydia is a pretty name if it wasn't, the meaning wasn't chlamydia.
I want to make a clip of this and ask the people what's a good word.
Yeah.
Like, what would be a good name from a word if it didn't mean what it meant?
Syphilis. I feel like that could be really pretty, but in your mind, syphilis is just gross.
Yeah.
So you can't like really like picture it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tori for short, for clitoris. Yeah, dude. Yeah. But no, her saying that her pinche vulva hurts, bitch. I'm sorry. Like, I feel like they kind of like did her dirty too. Like,
they did her dirty.
Yeah, like,
I think they did her dirty.
Like, did y'all like? I feel like
y'all watch this and you put it in the movie.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't necessarily blame the actresses at all. I think it was just like the production and the director.
Production didn't...
Like, they did not set you up for success.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyways, next story. Not shocking. My jaw stayed in place, okay?
In place.
Tyler Francis and Ashley from Love is Blind Season 7 are getting a divorce. That shocked no one.
No one.
No one is shocked. Because he had been lying to her.
Yeah.
And she probably, like, that lies probably caught up. But you know what? At the same time, it has to hurt.
I feel like, I don't know, when she was like, I knew already, like, why would you... I don't know. I feel like he was very iffy.
Really?
Yeah, he was very iffy. She should have not been with that man at the reunion. She stayed so strong for him.
I know, dude. Honestly, I think that probably, like, really hurt. Like, watch... Like, because it's, like, at the end of the day, it's all there forever. Because, like, this shit is going to stay on Netflix for a while, you know? And it's, like, you're going to have to watch yourself defending a man who lies consistently, doesn't tell you the truth. You're sticking... Like, literally, she's the definition of sticking by my man.
Yeah. I'm gonna stick beside him.
At all costs.
At all costs.
And, you know...
Until now.
I mean, until now, of course.
Which is crazy because the reunion was what?
I don't even know, like,
6 months ago?
Yeah. And so she was, like... They were, like, happily married. Honestly, I was shocked she married him.
Same.
Let's be real. I mean, I wasn't shocked she married him because, like, I feel like she was, you know, giving, like, I'll stand by him. But I was shocked that she even, like, it was, like, too far.
Yeah. You know, they both put out statements, right?
Oh, my God. Her ChatGPT statement.
Hers?
Yes. Both of them. Both of them. Okay. If you break up, just don't lie to me. Tell me what happened.
Yeah.
Okay?
It was his fault. Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. I don't dog her too much. I don't want to dog her too much, but I feel like we're all made mistakes, you know? But I feel like if you had visibility into what happened, like, camera-wise, I feel like that should give you, like, another layer of, like, awareness. Because, like, you're being able to see that they're lying to you.
Yeah.
You know? But I feel like both of their answers were like, oh, we love each other, we respect each other. They're the same fucking shit that everybody writes.
I hate when they write that.
I hate their PR little answers.
I want you to be like... Tyler and I decided to broke up, he's a lying ass bitch who cheated on me. Like, that's what I want these fucking statements to be.
Yeah, but they're not gonna do that. I think
Because,
it's just
like,
to, like, keep
come
the
on,
peace.
I devoted a week of my life to you. Like, please tell me why you broke up.
Yeah, we know why you got together. Give us the details. Like, we need the tea.
watched your wedding.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel fair.
Yeah, it's not fair.
But yeah, so I mean, no shock here. Honestly, shocked that they got divorced. Not shocked that it was his fault.
Yeah.
You know, but well, I guess we're gonna have to see. I really hope I need a new season. Like, speed it up. What's the next?
When? I think, next month.
Why?
For
Valentine's Day. Oh, period. I love Love is Blind is one of those things I like. It's like a train wreck. I can't look away.
But the people have to be good. They have to be train wrecks themselves.
Absolutely.
To give good TV.
I do think that Love is Blind is one of those shows that, like, you go on and you have to be fully committed to the bit. Like, you're already insane for thinking that you can marry someone sight unseen, okay? So, like, you signed up for some crazy shit.
Yeah.
So, like, commit. I need you to commit. Because I'm committed to watching you.
Yeah.
And it's not for the faint of heart. I wish the hate didn't happen so much so people could be fully fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, like, okay, you know, she was mean. But, like, don't send her, like, hate DMs. Because I want her to be herself. Like, I want them to be okay with being themselves. Because, like, the more they're themselves, the crazier they look. And I love that.
Yeah.
You know? I feel like that's where people annoy me with reality TV. Like, okay, yes. But, like, don't send them a hate fucking message. You weirdo. Speaking of, no, I can't even transition, but we have news. Our girl Sheena
has a book.
She wrote a book, and honestly, I'm surprised. I didn't know Sheena could read. I'm kidding. You know how, like, people say that Leah Michelle can't read?
Yeah.
Have you heard that rumor?
Yeah.
I don't fully think that it's not true. I don't know. Sometimes I'm not like, okay. Because, like, no one has ever fully said she can read. Not that she has to prove it to me, but, like,
I know.
Like, damn.
Like, read a book.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, can't she read? I feel like Sheena can read.
Yeah, Sheena can read. What is her book going to be about? Herself?
Sure yes, obviously.
Yeah.
It's called something My Good Side or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Sheena, jeez. Yeah. I want her to spill the tea, though. Tell us about everything.
Yeah.
But I feel like, okay, we can dog Sheena all day, okay? But she has been really authentic when it comes to, like, sharing a lot of, like, she's been wildly herself, okay? Yeah. And there's been many a time where I'm like, Sheena, we should reel it back, girl. You know, when there was like 7 minutes with Rob, there was, you know, giving the penguin or whatever, the dolphin. What was
the
it? Penguin to Adam. She was like truly, you know.
Was Adam the one where she was like, do you love me?
He's like, no.
She's like, but do you love me? I just said no.
Dude, that's so embarrassing. But honestly, like, I give her props for, like, being herself.
Yeah, such a lover girl.
Yeah. I think that Sheena's such a lover girl. I think she likes being sought out after, but usually she's just the seeing out. You know? I don't even know how to say that, but, like, she does a lot of the seeking.
Yeah.
Or maybe they portray her like that because I feel like a lot of the time she looks thirsty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just, but, like, now that she has Brock, I mean, I don't love Brock, but I do like that she's getting, like,
love.
Because I feel like Sheena sometimes was just, like, trying to look for love. And
exactly.
But I will say, with Shay, like, I feel like Shay was, like, kind of ride or die.
He was. I think she was really young.
I think she also did him dirty, like, airing him out on TV. But that's besides the point. So Sheena has a new book. Glad to know that she can read and write. Proud of you, Sheena.
Yeah. Will I read it? Probably not.
No. You know, I won't read it, but I will talk about it.
Yeah.
You know,
maybe I will.
Maybe I will. You know, maybe it'll be, you know, a nice change. And I do dog Sheena a lot. I make fun of her a little bit. But, you know, I do love her 3%. I always say that. Sheena's that one person on Vanderpump Rules that, like, no matter what she does, I will always love her 3% because she is the reason the show happened. So.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, because she
was fucking Eddie Cibrian.
Fucking Sheena and her tooth at the time.
Oh my God, her and her gray tooth. She should have named the book Me and My Gray Tooth. It would have been a hit.
Oh my gosh, remember when
she was like, your tooth, and she's like, she goes to Lisa and she's like, she said my tooth is gray. And I'm like, oh my God, well, Sheena, it is gray. I mean, you fucked. She goes, she fucked my husband. I'm going to mention the tooth.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, well, I mean,
she cried.
Sheena or Brandy?
Sheena.
Oh, yeah. I mean.
But when did Sheena not cry?
Yeah, Sheena did cry a lot, you know. But more VPR news.
Yes.
A little heavier topic. Yeah. Allie and James no longer together.
We were also not shocked about this.
No.
I feel like, news broke out that he was arrested because they had an argument. A lot of information had came out about, this argument that Ali actually let us know this week that they will not be pressing charges. He's not going to be getting prosecuted because it was just an argument, and everything else people had said that he had done was not true. But they are no longer together, which is kind of heartbreaking because I really thought that they would make it work. I really saw them as being endgame. But it's because he has decided to drink again.
Yeah, and I think it's fair for her to want to dip, honestly.
Yeah, she told him, though, like, if you ever drink again, like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
And we saw that on Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah, and the charges that what was put out there. And of course, not to say that Ali is lying, because I'm not trying to say that, but it was domestic violence, okay? And people are saying that she's just taking it back now because she doesn't want him to get in trouble. I just want Ali to not be in that situation. That's all I have to say. Whether it happened or not, whether she put out what she put out and it's true, it's not true.
Yeah.
I just think that Ali and James should not be together. I think that James has a lot of work to do, and I think that Ali deserves better.
Right. I agree.
At the end of the day, what took place led her to no longer want to be with him.
Yeah.
So if she's deciding to protect herself and her peace and decided to not share the truth, I want her to just leave. You know what I mean? Because I feel like we're like, well, she's protecting him, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, at the end of the day, she has to do what's best for her. And if that's if it's protecting her peace and lying and telling us it wasn't what happened, or maybe it wasn't what happened, she needs to do what she needs to do to get out of that situation. And I respect her for that.
Yeah.
And that's it. So
with that being said, who needs to get out of her situation and takes us to the last topic?
Yes.
Emmy. We've said it the past fucking 4 episodes. Emmy needs to leave Will.
Yes.
First of all, Southern Hospitality has me hooked, okay?
Yeah.
It's giving early Vanderpump Rules, and I love it. But Emmy, it's enough. Like, people are literally, like, looking out for you. Just leave this man.
She's not going to. I think it's definitely one of those scenarios that it's like, until it happens right in front of my face and there's no context, it has to be one of those scenarios that doesn't even have 1 inch of doubt that you can create.
1%.
She's not going to go. So I do feel bad for her. But if a group of your friends are sitting you down, or not even sitting you down, they're bringing it up collectively, maybe we should consider that.
I know. And when she was like, Michaels didn't even say that, like, I'm looking out for you. Michaels literally
and then they
said
pan
that.
to
I know. And he literally said that. If you guys haven't watched Southern Hospitality, is a great show. Has a lot of chisme in there. And, once again, they're dragging on what happened between Joe Bradley and TJ. And I'm just like, I feel like it's going to be the last episode of the freaking season at this point. I'm like...
Do you think they hooked up?
I don't know.
I think they, like, made out or something. And then it was, like, it was not that serious to Joe Bradley, but it was, like, that serious to TJ. And I don't know. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I'm like, it's Lake's birthday weekend.
Yeah, but, like, let's be real. These, like, side main characters, I'm like, they're not really that relevant. Like, there's Siobhan, Molly, and Lake, and I'm like, okay, and Austin, and I'm like, we could have done without. Okay, we could have let them out. Also, where's Grace Lilly?
I know. It's because she's not working there anymore.
I know. I don't think she's going to be as active in the show, which makes me sad.
Yeah, I
because
really like
she
Grace
is
Lilly.
definitely, like, the main character of the show.
I really liked Mia, too.
Yeah, but she's, like, somewhere else.
Yeah.
They're trying to incorporate her into the show as, like, much as they can, but, like, it's not really working.
Yeah.
But they could have... They could have trimmed the fat. They didn't need everybody else.
Yeah.
Unless, let's watch the rest of the season. Maybe there's more to it.
There's more to it.
But I need Emmy to leave Will today, but she's not going to. She's still with him to this very moment.
I also think that Maddie and Joe Bradley do not need to be together.
Yeah. I think that Joe Bradley's in love with Maddie, and I think Maddie's in love with the fact that Joe Bradley and her are on the show.
I think that Joe Bradley's in love with Maddie, but Maddie is in love with the fact that someone's in love with her.
Okay. Fair. True.
Because of Trevor. You know how Trevor was, like, not really about Maddie. Like, she was chasing Trevor, and now she's not having to chase anyone because Joe Bradley's, like, chasing, but, like, 20 times over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of when you give that guy that's in love with you a chance, and it's like, okay, I guess. I mean, I like it here. That's what she's saying.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we're going to have to wait and see. I think it's going to be a messy season.
Yeah, it is. And we're only, 4 episodes in?
Yeah. But, I mean, I love my TV like that.
Yeah.
Gosh, I mean, that scene where her like makeup's all hurt down her face. I'm like,
I know.
it is sad though, you know, in hindsight, like to see someone like go through rejection of like everybody's opinion and thoughts about someone that's not good for them. Obviously, I still want to say, like, I don't know these people personally, right? But the things that he has done and admitted to still cross the line as a partner. One of my least favorite things about people is when you shit on your partner in front of people. Like that right there, you lost all my respect. Yeah. Like if you're somebody...
Because you can't take it back.
Yeah. And also, what does everybody else have to know about this? Like, not saying that you can't vent to your girls. That's not what I'm saying. But if you're going to the bar drunk and telling random ass people horrible things about your partner, and not in like a... hey, give me your opinion kind of way. There's this thing we're struggling with. And she's anorexic, which is horrible to say about someone. She's selfish or whatever. She only cares about herself. Like she's like only cares about her looks. She's boring. What is the, like, that's not venting. That's just like talking shit.
Exactly.
So he's a little weirdo.
Yeah.
And he's
so ugly in my opinion. I'm so sorry. He
inside and out.
Yeah.
And I guess we're going to have to see what happens.
I guess we are.
But thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of the Morning Chisme. I know this one was a little more heavy than normal, but we really appreciate to those who have listened. And like always, TikTok for now, Morning Chisme Podcast, Instagram and YouTube are the same. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye. Guys.